Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now July 28th of 2025, and given that the Meghan Markle drama and backlash is still growing to this very day, both behind the scenes over at Netflix and in the public eye, we already know that there's a lot of things going downhill as we speak, everything connected to the fact that Meghan Markle and her contract over at Netflix, in case you guys did not know, it is officially over, it's not continuing, it's not getting renewed beyond this September, and basically she's going off the rails ever since learning about that news by CEO Greg Peters and CEO Ted Sarandos over at Netflix and the many executives over there filling her in on exactly what's going on. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle is that yes, we know that she is trying to grab onto any opportunity possible that will actually allow her to get a small role, a cameo role, heck, even a major role in a movie, television program, or whatever it may be. And that's exactly why she's beginning to actually turn over to social media, because she is actually losing every single role out there by pretty much every single Hollywood studio that doesn't want to work with her to begin with, or called it quits with her in the midst of negotiations. But this is where it gets really interesting, is that we already know that the pregnancy video was a very bad thing for her to post on Instagram and how it went viral for all the wrong reasons. In fact, it was one of the worst creations on social media in a very long time. However, things got even worse than the pregnancy video when it comes down to Meghan Markle and exactly how it's throwing her into a lot of trouble between herself and Netflix executives. Let's get into the actual details. Now, with Meghan Markle's contract with Netflix now officially over after the CEOs and the board of directors came to a full agreement, and tensions rising between both Meghan Markle and Ted Sarandos in the midst with reshoots for season 2, one major development going on now involves more to do with Meghan Markle's new social media campaign and how it's already worse than the pregnancy video itself. Now, after the cancellation of Markle's contract with Netflix, Meghan already informed Netflix executives that she is and has been working on a social media campaign video specifically for Instagram to call out Hollywood executives, where she and her team are already working on this choreography, so to speak, of the video. Portions of the video were already shot and Netflix prevented her from releasing parts of it since she was still under contract. However, the video that's now nearly complete involves Markle and her friends dressed up as Hollywood producers and dancing while shouting out lyrics to a song about taking down misogyny, sexism, and toxic masculinity. However, it gets even worse than this, where some footage was actually surprisingly shot by Meghan Markle at Netflix HQ, which was unauthorized, and Netflix only recently learned about Markle shooting a segment at the studio for her own social media campaign that she actually did not get the go-ahead to do so. This involves Markle doing hip-hop moves inside of one of the studios associated with Netflix, where she was reportedly holding a suitcase dressed up as an executive with slicked back hair, essentially. Now, the reason why the tidbits of this video are spreading like wildfire within Netflix HQ itself is that she actually shot options, of course, and portions where all of those actual portions of the video were unauthorized, and already the legal team at Netflix is demanding Meghan Markle to not release said material. Now, already Markle and her team are doubling down, warning Netflix that they are very willing to drop this video during the month of September, right when her contract officially ends. However, Netflix still urged her and warned her that this does not matter, and that what she did at the studio was wrong and unauthorized and against her contract even in the middle of it. It turns out that Markle had a small dedicated songwriting team that actually put together a short 3-minute original song to go with the video about calling out Hollywood executives and dressed up as a male or a male figure of some kind. There was even a shot where Meghan was smoking a cigar prop, essentially a fake cigar, during the moment of the choreography, during the actual dance sequence itself. Now guys, before I move on, let me just say one thing about this. Now, this is creating a lot of tensions between Netflix executives and Meghan Markle's team. The fact that she had the goal to actually shoot an unauthorized scene or a video, if you will, or a part of this video at Netflix HQ and one of the studios associated with Netflix, it goes to show you that she just wanted to take advantage of the options available over at Netflix, right? And there's no doubt in my mind that she used some kind of backdrop there when it comes down to this specific segment. It makes a lot of sense since she did use some props, you know, some specific props that actually allowed her to dress up as a male executive for this viral video in the making, quote unquote, that she wants to make it go viral. And look, we know that she plans to drop this thing in September, right when her contract comes to an official conclusion, but Netflix is still urging her, as I pointed out before, you can't do that because what you shot was actually shot over here at Netflix. And so it's a part of our property. That's basically how Netflix is putting it. And so it's really a big mess. It's a big ugly mess right now happening between Meghan Markle and Netflix executives. And Ted Sarandos is so appalled by this. Well, he's actually already urging Markle that this may very well end reshoots for With Love Meghan Season 2 earlier than expected, since they just can't handle it anymore. So let's jump into that as well. However, Meghan is reportedly showing no signs of stopping with these plans, and this drama between Markle and Netflix is already spreading like crazy within the corporate ladder at Netflix. To make matters worse about all of this is that Netflix is already warning about putting reshoots to a complete halt early. Roughly 3 whole hours of footage will be cancelled if she does not actually stand off from this video. She doesn't back off with this music video that is meant to be posted on Instagram. Meghan's team is also already contacting multiple Hollywood trades, get this, internally, to prepare them for the planned viral video as a last-ditch effort to create buzz for herself on both social media and in the mainstream media as well. And look, we all know that the pregnancy video, that was a very desperate move on her end. I know a lot of people have been really left scratching their heads, whether or not it's an authentic video or if it's a fake video. You know, she claims it was from 4 years ago when she was pregnant. Other people like to suggest that it's fake. She's got a pillow stuffed under there and it was only shot a couple of months ago, maybe even earlier than that. So there's a lot of differing opinions about the pregnancy video, but the reason why this is worse than that pregnancy video is that she not only shot footage unauthorized over at Netflix HQ, but she also had herself and her friends dress up as male figures or male executives in the Hollywood sphere, right, in the Hollywood bubble, if you will, and really basically calling them sexists and misogynists and toxic, men, essentially, is what it all boiled down to. It was all about calling out those things in the wrong way. Look, you can call out those things if you want to, but do it on your own time, and do it in a very, separate way than that when you're doing things over at Netflix that you're not supposed to be doing, maybe? Just think about that twice, perhaps. But this is Meghan Markle. She's very narcissistic and very much greedy and self-absorbed. Insufferable is the best way to sum her up, and I pointed that out before many times. But overall, I think that this absolutely is worse than the pregnancy video for the following reasons that I just listed there. She went against Netflix rules. She went against, of course, everything that they actually pointed out to her in her contract. She's not to shoot her own material or social media campaign videos at Netflix HQ. You cannot do that. And the other thing is that she's also mocking Netflix executives, Hollywood executives in general. It's a very bad look in general. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about all this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.